I got to break something to you then, because no, it'll be good. I have faith in our ability to make this a great stream. Not just a good stream, a really good stream, like the best we've ever done.
A really
One
good
of the
stream.
best.
Yeah, this is going to be something else.
And they're with really good blueberries. You guys want some blueberries?
Yeah. Oh, look at those. Don't eat them all at once, or you get the.
Here, chat room. Have some blueberries.
I'm doing apple slices today.
I'm
because
keeping the
while I
chat
was
room
kid-
open today for
What
the
type
first
of
time.
apples?
What is it? It's one that it's like it's got a kind of a frilly name, it's a pink lady apple.
Oh,
Oh.
yeah.
A pink
That's
lady.
what it is.
I think you can buy those on
Freaking good apples.
Amazon.com in a discreet brown bag.
I hit 5 years with my company, and they knew I was trying to eat a little better, so they got me a Empire Strikes Back lunchbox full of fruit.
Wow.
Aw.
That's awesome.
That's
And
perfect.
it turns out it was a really great gift because it turns out I love eating fruit. I'm just really bad at ever buying it for myself. So this was perfect.
It goes bad.
Yeah.
Just so you know. I don't know if you bought fruit in a while, but it's perishable.
Oh, sorry. One last thing.
Thanks, Bo.
Kristen, you're a tiny bit low compared to your hot
Okay.
husband, and I mean that in the most complimentary way, that he's hot.
All right.
Finally.
Oh, that's Kyle's microphone. Let me
Are we
There we
doing a
go.
recording thing
Alright, how's
after,
that?
or is it?
Yeah, it's today.
test.
Test of Kyle as well.
Let's see. You both went down, but maybe I can bump you here.
I had a funny
Oh,
thought.
I can turn Kyle
about
back up
those
again
two.
too. And I can turn us up together.
All right, now say things.
Oh wait, our gain
Oh,
is low.
test.
That might be it too.
Test.
Or is that where you normally put things?
What?
This guy was low here.
No, I don't usually touch that one.
Okay,
you guys
cool. He
sound
was
better.
just low.
You both sound better.
Oh, they're nice.
Perfect.
I had a funny thought about you two because I was thinking about what you guys respond to in D&D when we play. Kristen really likes these like evil mofos.
Oh yeah.
They're murderous. And I'm like, Kyle's like super nice. That seems weird. And I'm like, oh, I bet she's an axe murderer off the stream. He's like the nicest person online. And then the stream's over and he goes and gets the axe. He's like, I'm going out for dinner. Get the freezer ready.
Yeah.
Kristen's like, yes.
I thought about you all the other night too. I had a dream. We were all at a water park, but they didn't have any inflatables, so we all rode a mattress down.
Fantastic.
I love it.
Wait,
Mattress of Destiny.
like Temple of Doom out of the plane. Remember that? Oh no, that
Yeah.
was a raft, I guess. Now that I think about
And
it.
when we got to the bottom, we went to an Irish pub.
Oh my gosh, this is great. This
Good
is
dream.
This is the best day.
In Ireland or just an Irish pub? Somewhere?
No, like the top was normal, like Florida water park, but when we got to the bottom, they're all like, "Oh, that was a good ride. Why don't you go to the?"
I love dreams. They're great.
Dreams are
Don't you wish the
good.
world was like that? You're just like, what?
Dreams are amazing. All right. Well, now I think we're ready. After that, I mean, what else can we do? Let's see. So we've got everything ready to go. We're recording. I'll count it down, do an email, do the intros, and off we go. It starts in 3, 2, 1.
Fine.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to There Will Be Dungeons. Are you ready for more adventure? So are we. It's There Will Be Dungeons with me, Scott Johnson, Bo Schwartz, John Jagger, Kristen Ashton, and Kyle Ferguson, all at the table and ready to consume whatever it is Bo throws in our way and conquer whatever foes may stand against us. Before we get going here, I'm going to read a quick email from a fan who wrote into the show and said the following. His name is Mark Hamilton. He's just about Mark Hamill. Just about. Almost there, but I had to put the ton on the end. Anyway, he says this. His subject is, to the members of all those who are in There Will Be Dungeons. I want to share with you that your podcast has inspired me and my 2 daughters, ages 13 and 11. Those are his daughters, not him. Plus their girlfriends to play D&D, Dungeons & Dragons. I played 30 years ago, but tonight I DM'd all the girls' campaign. We left Neverwinter this evening for the town of Phandalin, I believe is how you say it. The evening was full of laughs, a whole lot of role playing, and a properly used Thunderwave spell. A lesson learned from your show. Thank you, Nash. Thank you, Bo. One of my daughters is a druid. The other is a bard. Both are tieflings because hope rocks. Girl powers activate. He is a hashtag he used. The rest of you guys are cool too. We look forward to each show. DM Dad Mark. That is an awesome email, Mark. Thank you for sending that in. And well done. I'm sure that it was a huge hit, and I hope you get to be permanent DM status for these kids, because there ain't nothing wrong with that. That's awesome. Well done. If you'd like to send us your own messages, go to therewillbedungeons.com, hit the contact link, and Bob's your uncle. All right, before we get going here, a reminder, if you like this show and you like what we're about to do and what we have done in the past, do check us out over at therewillbedungeons.com. There's a support link you can hit, and there's a bunch of great little levels you can sign up for that get you free cool stuff, and it's a great way just to support the show in general. So if you like what we do, check it out. Therewillbedungeons.com. Therewillbedungeons.com. All right. Without any further ado, Kristen Ashton will now catch us up from whence we last played this game here on There Will Be Dungeons. Kristen, take it away.
Yes, last time on There Will Be Dungeons, the gang gathered. Hope was denied the desire to down Follow for forming frustratingly fuzzy phrases. Stanley spurred the scoop. Follow had the faculty to flap without physicality and sense the slant of stone's throw souls. Plotting a profound procedure, Stanley pushed Follow to prove his power by picking a person potentially packed with pernicious parasites. Fishing out a favorite, Stanley scrutinized the selection, noting nothing in the noggin. He then reviewed the rump, mage hand meeting a mysteriously mobile mump. Varel vaulted in, daring Dolopopio to divulge his disguise. The character convulsed and configured, eyes extruding on extensions while taunting the troop. Stupefied and steamed, they murdered the mocking maniac, only to watch with worriment, woeful wiggles of the mans as they mutated into chicken lords. Chased out the friends found Razek Val flung into a frenzy, lizard lobbing lizard, factualizing that Orp's flesh had festered with fetid fuel. Omnom remitted raptors and requested them ride to the Zarks, the rogues that had relinquished the rotted repists. No time to tarry, they dashed through a disguised door as chicken lords chased. Stanley was mauled from his mount as Hope reared round to retrieve. Clear of the cave, they careened into a canyon. A distorted darkening of chicken lords deluging into the deep depression as a rope bridge came up quick. Varel charged first. Nash paced through a portal. Stanley was next. Hope ran the rear. As she crossed, the chicken lords thrust themselves through, breaking the bridge. Fast feet flung them into the fissure, falling with the now fractured footpath. Remounted, they ran and then rested. Morning materializing, they opted onward when they picked up on a particular pattern. The Fate Four. They flagged it down only to find Follow, his daughter, and a driving orc. They ascended and allowed the car's current commanders to carry them quickly to their current quarry. Now rejoin our heroes as they make their way across the purple sands with puzzling personalities. Who is Follow? Why can his daughter blink in and out of existence? And who taught an orc how to drive? Stay tuned for today's adventure in the wide world of The Wastes.
Well done as always. Quick shout out to the Brew for his first time watching us live. Welcome to the program. All right, Bo.
Shout out.
Take it away.
Okay, when last we left, Hope, Stanley, Varel, and Nash Maggard of the Solar Mines was inside the Fate Four. With Follow, a short half man with no legs, who rolls around on wheels attached to the base of his torso. A young girl who Follow referred to as his daughter. And an orc who's torn the seat from the Fate 4, the driver's seat, and is driving the vehicle currently, kind of grumbling to himself. Outside the windows, you can see purple sand as far as the eye can stretch. A unique sight. It's purple, kind of sprinkles in the sun, glitters. The sun's currently on its last little slivers of light as it descends beyond the horizon. I don't remember the exact line of conversation we left on last week, so if anyone wants to jump in, they're free to.
I don't remember at all.
We had just gotten in the car, but we had stayed the night in the hut. So did we just travel a day in the car?
Oh, I forgot about the hut sleep. Then the first slivers of light are coming up over the horizon.
Sweet.
No, you had traveled a day. Sorry, no, you slept. You traveled a full day. I remember now. You traveled the full day.
Yeah. Okay.
And then you saw
cool.
the vehicle. So the sun is descending.
All right.
All right.
We're back to descending.
Okay, and we're in the
It's been a
car.
whirlwind day for us, the adventurers, but we made it.
We're in the car
How much-
still, right? We're still in the car right now. Bo,
You are in the vehicle.
We are in the
currently.
car.
Remember, we played a little bit extra for that extra 10 minutes,
right?
and you got to ask a few questions, but I didn't really answer too much. But Follow's standing. He's on his wheels in front of you, but down. You have to look down. Stroking his daughter's hair in a loving way. And she's got a dolly in her hand, and she's sort of looking down at the dolly and looking up a little bit at you guys, and then looking back down.
How's the space situation with a orc and 2 bonus people in the Fate 4?
It's an RV. It's crowded, but everyone has room. You
All
can't
right.
stand in a semicircle around Follow. Somebody's got to stand behind people, so whoever's standing behind doesn't have as good of a view as the person in front.
Well, Follow, you going to be making introductions to these other 2?
Why, certainly. I already introduced myself and Follow. This here puts his hands on her shoulders. She's sitting because she's actually taller than him, but she's sort of sitting down cross-legged. This here's my daughter. Her name is Syrah. And she's a special apple of my eye. And that big lad you see driving the vehicle, that's Rorf. You hear him grumble. He drives kind of aggressively. I hope you kind of notice you don't like the way he treats your vehicle. He's got like big orc fingers. And he's kind of just got them gripped, but the steering wheel looks like a little circle in his hand. He's just like fighting with the wheel, and just like the car sways back and forth. He's not. Uh-oh, I lost my headphones. He's not a finesse driver, if you will.
Hope's just reminding herself that she's queen. She has a royal truckery. She could buy.
And like his feet
build
are so
another
big, he'll
one.
push the gas, but he kind of clips the brakes a little bit while he pushes on the gas, and it's like he's pressing everything down there. And sometimes you just hear the sounds of the Fate 4. Does not sound like she's being taken care of.
Her heart can't break anymore.
Mine either.
After
It's our
seeing the
car,
driver's
damn
seat
it.
ripped out.
It's our car. I just want to strangle somebody. I hate this so bad. Ugh.
Is Nash saying this? Or is
He's
this
thinking
guy?
this in his gut because he wants to take his car. This is our car, and they're acting like, "Oh, we'll gladly give you a ride." Freaking F off! And when we told him, he goes, "Oh, that's interesting. Well, we're glad we give you a ride." No, freaking, I hate it.
I like how Scott the player is venting right now.
I am. I'm so annoyed by
It's
this.
like I'm so irritated.
Well, that's Nash is being quiet, but he's fuming. He's fuming.
That's the 3 of us now. I think I got some of your names down. Did I? I know that this one here, he's named Voro. And you're Stanley.
That's right.
Maybe I was told what her name was, but I don't remember it.
I'm Hope.
That's a nice name. And what about the cantankerous fellow back there who's mumbling to himself?
I'll say it. I'll go, Nash Maggard of the Solar Mines. And this is our car. And that's it.
The solar mines, you say?
Mm-hmm.
What are they mining in a solar mine?
Don't ask me. They never said.
But you're from there. It's in your name.
Oh yeah. If you want to, if you can call it home, that's what it was.
Why would your name be something you didn't know nothing about?
It's a long story. I
Like
left
if I
that.
said I was Follow of Principal City, you'd kind of expect I knew a thing or two about the principal city.
Oh, I know a thing or two about the solar mines, but mostly it's blood and bone.
Oh my god.
Nash is in no mood.
Follow just looks a little, he's confused. And he looks at it and he says, sounds like an extravagant place to be all about blood and bone and not be called, named after the blood and bones that are there.
Didn't start that way, but that's how I left it.
Oh. Well, I'm curious about one thing. Vorel, you killed the Great Orp, who was Great Fang of that place. And he was the reason that we were all in there. All those Sun's witnesses, me, to get eaten. Why are you out here? Shouldn't you be back there at Razak Val defending your people?
I feel the greatest shame at my abandonment of my citadel. But it seemed the right thing to do. The Zarks, the lizard folk we now travel to, appear to be the case, the cause of the demonic infestation there at Razak Val.
The Zark ones, they're the green ones. They are.
Yes.
For audio listeners, Kyle was consulting his notes. I just thought I'd assist. Why do you think it was them? It would seem to me that most of the lizard folk I was able to interact with in the way that I do felt that Zarks were honorable.
You have been so secretive about your past, it seems we might have a confusion here. Our understanding is all the humans delivered to the man's pit were brought there by the Zarks. Were you not?
I wasn't brought there by the Greenskins, if that's what you're asking.
And how did you arrive in the man's pit?
It's a longer story. Maybe not that long, but we'll tell it. Just a side note. Do you guys think that my forehead looks weird?
It looks like it's more. It looks like
sunburn.
sunburn.
More
But just
tan.
on my forehead.
Yeah. What's that about?
It's like, you know how you have a bikini line? I've got a bikini line like on my face.
Yeah.
It looks
And it's
like
I can see it. I'm just like, I can't stop. I have to turn my camera off or something. I can't
it
stop
looks
looking
like
at
when
it.
you're done DMing, you're gonna have to go play a Klingon, and they've started makeup to save time, but they
Yeah,
haven't
it looks
gone all
weird.
the way.
Like it's like I'm changing skin color on my forehead.
Did
Anyways,
you
I gotta-
go out
It's
in the
distracting
sun?
me so bad. I'm sorry.
Were you in the sun
There.
or something? What happened?
Did you ski?
Well, yeah, I mean, I walk home from work and stuff. I'm outside a lot, but like I don't know. I can't explain it. Now I don't get sunburnt. I get tan.
Yeah, that looks
And I
tan.
can spend like 8 hours in the sun and I'll just get brown. So this color is not unusual. It's audio listeners. It's only on my forehead.
Yeah.
My face is white as the whitest person in the universe.
You look
and my
like-
forehead is like it's like I'm.
You look
Anyway,
like
sorry.
Olive. You look like Olive Kevin Costner, except where his pants are, and then where those are, if you took those off, it'd be white. It's like that. From Waterworld, I should say Waterworld. I should have mentioned the Waterworld part.
Just Kevin
I didn't mean in
Costner
general. Yeah, I didn't mean in general.
Watching the movie and lean over and be like, I bet he's white under his pants.
Bet he's super white underneath.
I'm sorry, everyone. It might be there's a window right here. It might be from all the D&D we're doing. I'm just getting sun on my forehead.
Bet he blinds the other two when he pisses on that tree.
That's right. peed.
I got that. All right, I'm sorry. I can't help it. It's just bothering me so much.
All right.
All right. Anyway, I'm gonna hide it behind a window. Here, we're gonna use this chat room window for now. There you go. Okay, back to the business at hand. He says, "It's gonna be a long story, but I can tell it. It won't be that long, really. We were numerous. Scott is. Look at this now.
I was just keeping it for the record so that you could see it.
Yeah, thanks for documenting my
I
embarrassment.
didn't
That's great.
adjust it or anything. That's just pure screen
I,
grab.
yeah, it posted for the chat room so they can enjoy that.
All right.
All right. Where should I start? I don't even know. I keep getting distracted in my mind with that Nash guy. He keeps grumbling to himself, and it looks kind of weird. All right. There were more than just us, 3, when we got captured. See, me and Rorf and little Sierra here, we we're something of a family. Family of unwanted people. And we had a home once. And we called it home. That was the name of the place. You probably never heard of it because no one ever wanted anything to do with us. And we needed to keep sticking together so that we could be safe. So we had our home. And one day, the Gob Bears came. And they came with a fury that I'd never seen before. See, we have special means of avoiding trouble. And that usually worked, especially with stupid Gob Bears. They're dumb. But they came in number, and they came with a fury I never seen before. So we lost our home, we escaped, we did what we could, and then we were out there wandering the wastes for months. Trying to find a new home for young little Sierra here. And as he sort of, just gently, it's a sort of just a loving caress kind of thing, as a father would to a daughter. And he sort of, not intentionally, just accidentally pulls back her hair a little bit. And you notice that she has like a normal ear, but it looks like the top is cut off. Stanley, in particular, this jumps out at you, this detail. Like if someone had taken an ear and cut the top off and then it healed over and was just skin. But it looks clearly like a scar and a wound. Follow continues. Things weren't looking good, but we were making do. We had a few capable hunters for the desert. And I mean, where else would we go? And then it happened. There were hundreds of them, lizard folk, of every color, of every house, in a big hunting party. They were lying there in the sand, right underneath us where we camped. We didn't have any time to react. Now, at first they had held back, but then they saw what we could do. And they screamed out, "Mutant." And they started slaughtering us. All of them dead. Except my little Sierra here and Rorf. They have ways to hide themselves, and they did. Rorf took Sierra and they hid. And I talked them into not killing me. Because that's what I do. I make people agree with me. So I was stuck as their prisoner, thrown in with them son's witnesses. Meanwhile, Sierra and Rorf, you were using their special gifts to try and break me out. And we'd been trying for a couple of weeks to figure out how to get me out. They kept that man's pit under guard the whole time. And my powers weren't working. Normally I can take a man if I really have to. If my back's up against it, I can take a man and make him do things he doesn't want to do. But there was something wrong. There was something wrong with the Sun's witnesses in the pit. There was something wrong with the lizard folk. There was something in them that was fighting against me, but I didn't know what it was. And it wasn't just one or two of them, it was all of them. So we made a plan. You heard me speak in your heads. I can speak to little Syrah here and speak to Rorf. And Rorf turns around as he's driving. He goes, I hate it. We started trying to figure out there's no way that we could beat Orp ourselves. So we started figuring out, listening, who thought they could take on Orp. And if someone had an older sibling or some other person in the way from doing one of them scaling things, then we killed them. So that, you know, those lizard folk who could and wanted to challenge that big beast could. And we figured eventually one of them's got to win or something's got to give. And that's when you came along. We already had our plans in motion to get Zershil to challenge Orp.
Does that mean it was one of your people that killed the lizard folk? Bamey.
Yeah, says the orc from the back, from the driver's seat. It was me. I killed that fool. He wasn't nothing. He keeps driving terribly. Yeah, that's right. It was little Syrah here and Rorf. See, she turns invisible, and Rorf, he turns into a little spider. And they sneak in. When all's quiet, they were killing lizard folk. But only the lizard folk that would refuse the scaling. Because you got to be the eldest in one of your clans, right, Vorel, to make a challenge. And the plan was to keep doing it until I could figure out how to get me out of there.
Did you project yourself dressed as my companion here in different clothes?
I can't project myself. I can touch your mind with my mind. And if I really need to, I can use your mind for my own purpose. Now, Rorf here, his power's a little different. He can change his shape. He can become a bird. He can become an elephant. Change into a lion. And he can even make himself look like one of the lizard folk. And that's how, between her turning herself invisible and him posing as one of yours, we were able to learn a lot. Still couldn't figure out how to get me out. Still something wrong with their minds. But when I saw all them worms come out of that Sun's Witness's asshole, I knew something was real bad.
Struck you, did it?
Struck us too.
I didn't know whether to trust you guys or not. You seemed like you were there to help, but then you started doing weird experiments on everyone. And there's a lot of strange muffs out here in the desert. Couldn't tell if you were any worse than Orp. Anyway, that's our story. What's your story?
Well, I think ours is perhaps a good deal longer and just as complicated, but to put it simply, I would say that we are on our way to fight a demon. The very creature that seems to be enslaving the people, as you saw. We are on a mission to stop it.
That's it? That's your story? Not gonna tell me anything more about your past? I thought I heard mention this one here's a queen. Queen of what?
Of this car. But I say it really quiet. Really, I say it so quiet. There's no way he's gonna hear me. But unless, well, shoot, I may have to roll something now. But I meant to do it way under my breath.
Yeah. So you do it under your breath so no one hears it, which means that Rorf turns around from looking at Drive and he goes, "It's probably a bunch of bullshit. Everyone out here is a king or queen of something. The sooner we get rid of them, the better."
What happened to Sierra's ears?
Oh, yeah, her ears. Well, her guardians, before she came to our care, they found her. And what they found was a little elf girl. They was humans, and the settlement they were at was humans. So they cut them ears off so nobody would ask any questions. But that's before they knew what she was. Because when they found out how she was different, well, they left her to die in these wastes. They didn't even have the decency to end her life. They just left her out in the desert. I bet they thought she'd make a good worker on whatever ranch they got. Who knows? She doesn't talk too much. Doesn't talk at all. So I don't know much beyond what I learned when I went to go investigating for myself where she came from.
We'll look at Stanley and ask, do you think she speaks Elven?
It's possible. I'll look at the girl, and in Elvish, I'll say, "Hello, little one. Do you understand me?"
Her eyes blink and she looks up at you. And she freezes for a moment and she nods her head yes.
It's good. Is everything okay?
She nods her head yes again.
These, and I'll kind of gesture to, with my head to Follow and Rorf. These are your caretakers.
She looks at them and she goes, and she shrugs her shoulder up. But you maybe because the word caretaker might be not a word she knows.
My name is Valir Ornath, and it's a pleasure to meet.
She nods her head yes again.
She seems nice enough. this?
She's a little
Typical.
angel. She's a good girl. Without her, without Rorf, I wouldn't have gotten out of. I mean, without you guys either, we wouldn't have gotten out of there. We're good people. If you're good people and you're looking for good people, we're good people. We just got caught in a bad situation is all. And to be quite honest, you all seem like you want to go demon hunting. But I ain't interested in no demon hunting. I want to find somewhere safe for us to go and live and be peaceful and not have to worry about people calling us freaks, misunderstanding what we are. And that's it. So I know this is your vehicle. Seems the mister in the back maybe not too happy
The
that
mister.
we took it for ourselves, but you got to admit that it was Armageddon in there. We just took whatever we saw a vehicle. We thought our prayers had been answered. We thought we were walking. And Worf here knows a thing or two about hot wiring a car. I don't know so much about driving, and the car sort of tricks around a little bit. Didn't know it was yours. But now we have to humbly ask you. We'll take you where you need to go and let us be on our way to safety. I can't keep Sierra in this purple hell. Whatever this place is.
You are burdened with power, and our purpose is great. To me, it would seem that our fates are now intertwined, and you are here to aid us with your powers.
Aid you in what? Fighting a demon?
Way more than that.
Oh, hell no. Look, we just got out of that prison. I ain't fixing to getting in any more trouble. And P.S., I got a little girl to take care of now. So I have to respectfully decline your invitation for adventure.
What if we could offer you a safe place to go?
Safe as in what? Safe as in
High walls,
what?
a standing army, food, self-sustenance, water for as long as any of us will live.
It's not the walls we need. The food's good, but what's most important is the people. My little girl runs out and starts turning invisible and popping back up in other places. Are they going to throw rocks at her? Are they going to call me a devil? Because I know that they are having an affair with some other woman and I have all their secrets in my mind. You don't
Well,
understand.
I'm not exactly full tiefling, and I'll roll up my sleeves and show my arm and my thing and my leg. My thing.
Show him your
Look at
thing.
Nash.
Yeah.
Make a persuasion roll.
This is basically Toy Story, where we look around the room with all the
duct
Sid-made
tape toys.
toys. Yeah.
Yeah.
19.
And you're their ruler. And you look like a half machine.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm half machine. It's kind of normal for people to have mechanical parts in these times. It's quite another thing to have an orc in your city who can turn into a leopard and chase you down the street if he's angry at you.
Varel, you want to summon your shield?
Summon my shield.
Just
I
look at what
bang
we all
next-
can do. Stanley, what can you can summon water and lots of other things. And Nash, well, we've seen what Nash can do.
I get that you understand me, and I get if you're the ruler where you're from, you're making the rules. But it sounds like where you're going, you might not be coming back. I just got to know if the people there are tolerant to my kind and for the sake of my daughter. That's all I'm asking you.
Yes.
We can
So I
send
show
word
up?
ahead and
Yeah.
let the people know to expect you. It will come from the queen herself. These people are to be taken care of.
How do you send word ahead?
Well,
What
you give us the
technology
key.
are-
You give us the keys to our car to start with. We'll leave you with some food and stuff, and then we'll go and we'll let them know. Hell, we'll even come pick you up again and take you in our
Nash,
car.
I feel like you're maybe several chains of event behind everybody else at the moment. We can use the sending stone that Hope has to send word. We can let
Like-
them take the Fate 4 back, and we can even have the Tiefling send another vehicle, or this vehicle repurposed, back while we're dealing with whatever we need to take care of.
All this talk, Nash, makes your baby arm twitch a little bit.
More than normal.
Yeah. The freak talk.
All right.
The baby arm wants attention.
I'll reach up and kind of put a hand on it, calm it down. Just kind of go like this,
Like inside your cloak? It's inside your cloak.
Oh, I know,
It's
but
not
on
outside.
on the outside, I'm just gonna kind of pat the lump that's being stupid and just kind of calm it down.
Okay, I tried to hint it. It's fine.
And what? You hinted something?
Yep.
My hand is
So the all right, where were we at in this conversation? Oh, what sort of technology or magic? How do you send word ahead? We're in the fastest thing that could possibly take us there.
There are
Sounds-
magics that speak beyond. You can read people's minds. How is it so hard to comprehend that there would be magic things connected that could send messages?
No, you're right. You're right. Not hard to comprehend. Just I don't know everything. So you're saying you have a way to send word ahead faster than this vehicle
Yes.
back to your people? Persuasion check number 2, please.
15.
He looks down at little Syrah and says, "What do you think, Syrah? What do you think about these people? You think they're good people?" And she puts a finger up to her mouth a little bit and looks over at Stanley, examining him with her eyes calmly. And she looks back to Follow and shakes her head. Yes. Rorf, you got a word in this? You have any goat at this place?
Would hope no if they have any goat at this place.
I mean, there's farms. Or maybe, sure, goat's a possibility.
Possibly, yes. I myself do not eat goat much.
Well, they've got goat. So that's all. It sounds nice. There's goat. I really want to eat goat. Well, I guess that settles it. We don't have quite the council that we used to, considering how many we've lost. We'll accept your offer and find shelter in, what is this place?
It's known as Tiet Kala.
In Tiet Kala. You hear that, Syrah? We're going to Tiet Kala. And she looks kind of pleased about it, to be honest.
But understand, we may ask you to help identify things that we can't see.
I understand. We'll talk about it when you come back. It isn't the first time people have heard of my gifts, and they want to use it for the reasons. You want to get rich. You want to know which hut has the most gold in it so you can rip it off. I've had all kinds of dorks try and fool me, try and use me, and I'm wise to all of it. I don't mind helping good people. Just due warning. I'll know if something's up. All right?
Hope will not.
Cool. So he goes, spits on his hand, and he puts his hand out for a shake towards you, Hope.
Hope will kind of, like, she's never done this before, so it'll be kind of strange, but she'll follow protocol, spit in her hand, and then go to shake.
Sorry, did you spit?
Yeah, Hope will spit in her hand as well.
Okay. And okay, cool. You spit in your hand, took the shake. There's a clap, and it's a good handshake. He's a good handshake giver. Solid one for his size and stature. Good handshake. All right, you make the handshake, and then you hear it roar from the front. You might want to see this. Points to the front. There's some little strange up ahead. He sort of peers, looks forward. Follow. What is that? Everyone's attention turns to the front of the vehicle, and he's been driving north this whole time, as you sort of suggested, and last week. And you see that on the horizon now. So the sun's going down to the west. Is that where it goes down, or it goes down east? Where does it go down?
It goes down
Right,
in the
it's
west.
east, that's
Or the
east.
east.
Right in the west.
Yeah.
Okay, so on the west, it's going down. But you see to the north where you're heading, it's purple and pink flecked, sparkling land. But where the horizon meets this purple land, the sky itself has also turned a very, very dark purple. There's no blue sky to be seen. And there's just a general sense that even in the horizon between the area where you've seen clouds occasionally, clouds come up, where clouds and ground would meet, there's a large wall of purple in front of you.
Wait, it's west. Sunset's in the west.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep,
Say
we're
another-
with you. we got there.
All right. Wait, did we get there already? I thought we messed it up. and said east.
Scott's,
We
Scott's
did.
experiencing adjacency.
All right, I'm good.
It's a time bar mechanic. Anyways, yeah. So the horizon, and Follow looks at it and goes, "I don't know that the sky does that." And Follow looks at it, and I think what we're looking at is there's a rainstorm up ahead.
Rain? Not possible. This land hasn't seen rain in a millennia.
Have you ever seen the rain? I want to know.
Yep, couldn't resist.
That looks like rain up ahead. And just as you say that, you hear rumble in the sky. Then there's a flash of white, and a piece of lightning streaks in the horizon in front of you. Oh, apparently my face is purple and brown now.
Light's going down.
Lights going down. It's all there's purple. It's the reflection of the purple sand on my face.
Hey, you're
Uh-huh.
really building atmosphere in your own room. That's
Yeah,
great.
I like it.
Yeah, it's like a fart comment though. Anyways, I'm super sidetracked. So the sky is purple. A streak of lightning is ahead of you. The sun's beginning to set down the west, and Rorf slows the vehicle down a bit, and he looks over to you guys. He says, "Is this thing safe to drive in rain?"
Hope will shrug her shoulders. Maybe?
It's not exactly a problem that comes up all too often.
I don't think anyone here has seen rain in their lifetime.
Are you sure where you need to go is in this direction?
Hope will look
North,
to
yeah.
Varel since he's the direction guy.
Did Bo's voice go lower, or was it the character?
It's the character's voice. Hi, this is my normal voice.
Okay,
Hello,
all right,
welcome to There Will Be Dungeons. It's
Thanks.
good to see you.
No, you're good. All right. It
But this
sounds
is
like it's
Follow's
slowed
voice.
down.
I'm still kind of finding, not follow. Damn it, I have another button situation. This is Rorf's voice. I gotta hit the lower registers because he's an orc.
Do we fear this storm?
Well, I think it might just be rain. But you guys said you're going to kill a demon. And then now we see that there's a rainfall in the wasteland desert, and it never rains. I think I can remember it raining once, and it was a light shower. The sun was shining the whole way through it. Have you? No one here seen the rain? You didn't answer my question. I mean, sometimes it rains a little bit. Sometimes, right? It's nothing.
I've never seen
then-
the rain.
And then you hear, as you say that, and Sira jumps and hugs Follow. And she's got an expression on her face like she's like, she's pretty scared of the thunder sounds. And Worf also, you can hear the steering wheel shake. It's like, he's like, I don't think I like what I'm hearing. And he's also like sort of shivering in the seat.
I cannot pretend to be an expert, but as of late, I have begun to view rain and storms as more a blessing than a curse. But here in this place, it's hard to say exactly. If you want, I can attempt the ritual again and see if this is natural or an ill omen. So I will find a spot in the Fate 4, kind of sit down, take out the bowl, tap on, or take out my water flask, fill it with water, tap on the mantle, and I will cast, what's it called? I can't remember.
This
the
is
name of the
augury?
spell. Augury. That's
You're
it.
consulting with Malhaya, and what is it? Wheel Woe. Bill Biv Bavo.
What?
Or Bell Biv Bavo, you know the
yeah.
80s R&B group. Yeah.
Although I think we because it's water based, I think we do something other than that. But yeah, wheel and woe and nothing. I know what you're talking about. So I'll put it all together and then just very quietly say, Malhaya, great shepherd of tides, guardian of the forgotten seas and burnt skies, stormbringer and life giver, one of your lost souls, and one of those adrift seeks your guidance. Hear my words and help us navigate this turbulent world. Before us is a storm, an icon of you. Is this of you, or is this a darker matter to be feared?
It was beautiful. All right, I have to consult with the spell too, so I know what I'm doing.
Just consult with the spell.
All right, so when you consult about the specific course of action, I was wrapped up in what you were saying, but I forget the specific question.
Basically, this spell, or this storm, rather, going into it, proceeding into it, is this a good omen with her being, kind of a guardian of storms and stuff like that, or is it a bad one, being part of the demon fold?
So you hold the water out before you, and the water begins to make shapes, imperceptible shapes. But you've learned to read the surface of the water, and it swirls around. And for you, it forms images, even though for anyone else looking, they would not see it. Kind of like the Game of Thrones fire god thing, right? You look into the water and you can see, and as you stare into the water, well, it's the theme from Game of Thrones. Anyways, I'll forget it.
Yeah.
As you stare into the water and see the image forming, you see both. Do you want this public, by the way, or should I tell you
It's up
privately?
to you. I don't mind.
It's
it.
up to you.
I figure Stanley's probably going to repeat what he sees, so it might just save time to say it out loud
Okay.
for everybody.
Okay. Both wheel and woe is your result.
Okay. So it's ultimately unclear. It's good, bad, mixed together. I think ultimately our best course is to proceed perhaps with the same level of caution that we would have anyway. We knew we were going into danger, so we should prepare for it.
Onward then.
Say onward, and Worf, you can still hear him jittering the steering wheel. And he
Jesus,
slowly-
Chrome, take the wheel. Let Hope drive, for hell's
He
sakes.
slowly presses the gas a little bit, and you're going about 5 miles an hour as he's bent, hunched over, and looking up at the sky. And then you yell at him, and then he stomps on the gas, and everyone's like, "Ugh!" There's a big jerk, and then he's all of a sudden he's going, "Brrr!" and he's like, "Ugh, ugh," and you guys are going full pin, and he's just staring up at the sky, not really looking at the ground as much. Little steering wheel, his big hands. "All right, I'm going," he says. And I think we'll take our break here.
Okay.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds awesome. Freaking this orc,
Break time
dude.
here.
I need Hope behind that wheel ASAP. I don't trust him at all.
Like, worst episode for Scott in the history of episodes.
I have like severe transportation anxiety in this car. I hate it. They're driving it like it's theirs. He doesn't know how to drive it. We're in the first storm anyone's ever seen. Oh, stay tuned, everybody, and come back in a minute after we all pee, because it's just going to get better from there. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Or do go somewhere if you want, but just be right back.